We've got, is it Brandon?
Hey, fellas.
How you doing, Brandon?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, not a lot.
I am a Christian, and the same-sex marriage thing, I'm not going to attempt to defend it because what I defend it with has no authority with you. So no matter what I say, it's falling on deaf ears.
Sure, if you made the argument that the Bible is opposed to homosexuality, yeah, that would carry no weight.
Right. So, I mean, all I can do is just say read the first chapter of Romans. Basically, whatever you want to do with it, that's you.
So,
however,
hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
I mean, the point we made about that, I mean, you certainly have every right to believe that what you think your religion teaches you is correct.
Yes,
right?
sir.
The point we're making is that when the government goes to criminalize something,
right,
the government's responsibility is to make that decision on the basis of, addressing actual problems.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, that's why your religious opinion shouldn't hold any weight in government either, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there really is something wrong with gay people being married, then there should be some actual consequences you could point to that people's religious views wouldn't have any effect, right?
Sure.
You could point at those consequences and say, if gay people will get married, that will happen, and that thing that's going to happen is so bad that we ought to disallow the gay marriage, right?
Well, I understand what you're saying, and here's the thing.
Okay.
Same-sex marriages, all that kind of stuff, it's all classified under sin, okay? Sin is lying. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you're still there.
I'm sorry. It was a click. I thought you guys hung on.
No,
anyway.
I'm not.
Anyway, thanks for taking my call. Basically, it all falls under the umbrella of sin. Now, earlier there were a couple of calls that were made, and someone was talking about America and the principles that America was founded on. It is a fact that America was founded on Christian principles.
No.
Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
Benjamin Franklin was a Christian.
No.
However, let me say this. God's plan is not to save America, it's to save Americans.
Okay.
So, first of all, the country itself, okay, America, I don't care too much about America, but Americans, us, the people, that's what God is more concerned for. Now, same-sex marriages, it's clear in the Bible that, hey, God, it's defined as a male and a female.
I thought
like
you weren't going to
said,
refer to that because you knew it didn't mean anything to us.
Right. But
Can you give us examples of actual problems that will actually occur if gay people get married?
Yes, sir.
That have nothing to do with the religion?
Yes, sir. Well,
Go ahead. Let's talk about those.
Okay, the consequences that will happen are the same thing that will happen if you lie, cheat, steal, murder. You will go to hell.
No. See, now that's not a secular consequence that you can point at and provide evidence of the truth of
What
that.
is your name? What's your name, man?
Jeff.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, that's not a secular consequence where you can point out the clear, unambiguous evidence that can be identified as true by everybody, no matter what their religious views are.
I understand
For what you're saying to hold any weight, the person you're talking to has to believe that there's a hell and that activity is a sin that is going to send them to that hell. And now we're right back in that territory that you said you weren't going to go to because you knew that didn't hold any weight with us. Right?
Well,
I am all in favor if you can tell me something that is going to happen as a result of legalizing same-sex marriage that has an actual, tangible, real-world result that we can all see.
Okay. Well,
right. If you can show that's bad, that's absolutely definitely bad, I will be all in favor of criminalizing that thing.
This is all I'm saying to you.
Okay.
You want a tangible, like, if gay people get married, poof.
Well, I mean, the
economy will be devastated.
For example, we criminalize theft. There is a tangible consequence to theft, and that is people will have their stuff taken away from them, right? That is a clear thing. People, the people have a right to their property, and if we didn't criminalize theft, then their property would be wandering off, anytime anybody wanted to take some. That's why we have a law against it. And by the way, that is why we have a law against it, and not the commandment that says don't take stuff.
Let me jump in here for a second, Brandon, because you made a couple of claims, one being that America was in fact founded on Christian principles, and secondly, that Benjamin Franklin was a Christian. You're wrong. And
you're wrong.
Well, hang on. Don't make me put you on hold just so I can finish. You can look up the information yourself, but Benjamin Franklin was in fact a deist and not a Christian. And some direct quotes from Benjamin Franklin include, "Some books against deism fell into my hands. It happened that they wrought an effect on me quite contrary to what was intended by them. For the arguments of the deists, which were quoted to be refuted, appeared to me much stronger than the refutations.
Also, Benjamin Franklin accepted Christ before he passed.
Oh, yes, yeah. And so did Darwin.
Wait, this is what I'm saying.
Even
Matt, listen.
No. You hold. Because that was Jeff who was talking anyway.
I shouldn't have butted in.
There are a number of comments and quotes from Franklin and from all of the other founding fathers who many people like yourself often like to say, oh, they were Christian. They were, in fact, deists. Thomas Paine was a good friend of Benjamin Franklin's who he brought over here. Thomas Paine being critical in the founding of the nation and, in fact, in the naming of the nation, was a target by all Christian religions because of his book, The Age of Reason. It's my opinion, which can't be supported by anything, that a lot of these deists might in fact be atheists if they had the benefit of knowledge such as scientific knowledge of evolution, et cetera, that we have now. But that's irrelevant. When you say that the nation was founded on Christian principles and things like that, that brings along with it a burden of proof, which is continually refused to be met. When you consider the Ten Commandments, for example, only 3 of them have ever been real U.S. laws and are current. So how can you say that we're based on the Ten Commandments? And you get pick and choose from those things in the Old Testament of, oh, the Bible says that homosexuality is a sin and that those people should be killed, but not a few verses away it says that any unruly child should be taken to the edge of town and stoned to death. We're not going to follow that one anymore. You're picking and choosing, and now you're doing the same thing with founding fathers, making an argument which is also irrelevant, because even if every founding father was a Scientologist, that doesn't have any effect at all on what we can and should do today. And you're back.
Okay. No, I was just simply saying that there was a conversation going on between that, hey, keep your Christian stuff over here and let the government be government.
Yes.
I thought I heard that going on.
Yes, it is. You should not. Your religion should not be affecting the government.
Right, I understand that. But every time you reach in your pocket to pull out a dollar bill, there's a mix of "In God We Trust."
Yes, which was added.
I'm
going to put you on hold again, just because this is important. Which was added in the 50s as a response to communism. Okay. That whole "In God We Trust" as a national motto added to money, that occurred in the 50s, and so did the change to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Though, to be more precise, the "In God We Trust" phrase did appear sporadically on money before then. But the important point is that just because Christians who are in the majority in this nation have managed to put their little Christian marks on various things in our country does not prove that those things really belong to them and that they had any right to do that in the first place.
Yeah, it's essentially an abuse of power we're talking about.
Right.
And just because the Constitution exists to protect the rights of the minority from the whims of the majority. So it doesn't matter if you make everybody, everything, my car, everything, have a stamp on it that says "In God We Trust." If you manage to enact that as a law, there's no efficacy involved in that at all.
Okay. Well, I'll say this and then I'll let you guys go. Because everything that I say comes, my whole argument is on the basis of the Bible.
Yeah, sorry, man.
You're deaf. You can't hear me when it comes to the Bible.
Hang on, I'll let you get to it real quick. I'm going to interrupt you because there's something important you said. You wanted me to read Romans 1, and you're talking about how your whole argument comes from the Bible, and you're deaf, and we're deaf. And yet you seem to not realize that I was a fundamentalist Christian for 20-some-odd years and was studying for seminary. If you think that I haven't read all of this and studied it in great detail, you're sorely mistaken. Now, the deaf claim I understand because I have family members who are convinced that I've been deceived and I'm doing the devil's work. But you can't come at me with an argument of, you don't understand this stuff.
Matt, I didn't say that. I'm not accusing you of anything. Dude, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not accusing you of anything. All I'm going to say is this, and I'm going to get off the phone.
Okay.
All I'm simply saying is I watch the Atheist Experience from time to time, and you guys spend a whole lot of time Christian bashing.
Yeah.
And
Christians spend an awful lot of time. Christians spend an awful lot of time giving us reason to do that.
Excuse me?
Christians spend an awful lot of time giving us things to complain about.
Right, and this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
All I'm simply saying is, you're an atheist. That's cool. I respect that. You're not strange to me. You have the right to do whatever you feel, believe whatever you feel. But hey, man, just don't talk about Christians because they believe.
Wrong.
All right. Well,
I'm not talking about Christians. I'm not talking about Christians because they believe. We're talking about Christians because of what they do based on those beliefs.
If Christians,
big difference.
If